Hi guys, can you hear me? I'm sure you can. Okay, hi Jack, hi Gwenta, hi Magic, hi Ian. Okay, let's turn down the air conditioning for a while. Alright. Hi Paul, in Ireland. Yep, I love Gary Moore and Rory Gallagher. Yeah, all greats. Thank you, Ian. Yeah, it's been a ride. 50 live streams later. I never actually planned to have live streaming in the first place, but yeah, it kind of grew on me. Live streaming, especially you guys. You guys play the most important part of it. You know. Hi, Paolo. Ciao, ciao. Come sta? Tutto bene? You met both of them, Paul. Awesome. Well, I've listened to Gary Moore was a big influence to a lot of guitarists back in the 80s. Yeah. Um, well, probably in the late 70s, I guess. Yeah. My favorite song of his was Over the Hill and Far Away. Yeah, I love that song so much. Okay. Hi, Scooter. Hi, Dave. The gangs are here today. Hi, David. Hi, Keith. Well, yesterday I learned of the sad passing of Rusty Young. In case y'all don't know who Rusty Young is part of the band Poco, which I love so much because I believe they are the forerunners of, or whatever you call country rock. And yeah, I've listened to them ever way back then. One of my favorite songs was written by Rusty Young himself, called Rose of Cimarron. Every time I hear that song, I would break out in tears. It's just the simplicity of the song, but the killer part is if you listen to the song Rose of Cimarron, right at the end there is this whole orchestral string kind of like ending to it, and it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. And then there's this soulful guitar wing. I don't know whether is it done by Rusty or by the other guy, Paul Cotton maybe. I don't know, but it was so beautiful. And Timothy B. Smith sang on that one. Yeah, it was great. It was great. So it impacted me yesterday when I heard of his passing. You know, it it kind of reminded most of us when I'm sure like when Gary Moore passed away, a lot of us felt a bit of a hit on their own mortality. Like dude, I grew up listening to these guys and they are gone now. So it kind of reminded me that we are all just passing passing ships in the night. We'll reach our destination one way or another. So yeah, it's a good. Well, I don't think it's a good reminder, but it's a sad reminder that our time on Earth and the time we spend with our loved ones and the music that we make is limited. Yeah, and he was supposed to tour. Rusty Young posted on Facebook that he was supposed to start touring after this COVID thing, like next year. Sadly, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure Scooter, you know about that. Yeah. Anyway, hi Saki from Serbia. Wow. Oh man, I'm jealous, Paul. Hi Jack. You have the same surname as me. Xu. You're not mistaken, Zach. Right? Scooter, what DNA do you have? What's the result? What's that test for? How you doing, Ian? Ian, how are you doing? Hope you're doing fine. And you, Gointa? Is everything okay where you are? What did you say? You're 51.6. Good Lord! You're 51.6% Native American. Wow. Did they check like which tribe you're from? Like you're part Sioux or part Pawnee or part Blackfoot, or no? Do they go to that extreme? Yes, Paul, it is heartbreaking. I actually yeah, it impacted me a lot because I listened to a lot of polka music back when I was younger. It got me interested in country because it has the rock element in it, and basically it's the lovely vocals from Rusty and from Timothy B. Smith, and even what's that guy who went to join Eagles? Good Lord, it just escaped my mind. The guy who sang "Take It to the Limit." What's his name? Bernie something? No. Yeah. Anyway, you know which tribe? Cool. Which tribe are you from? Hey, hi, Chris. No. That guitar went back to his shop, and it's not from Chris Martin of Coldplay. Apache. Oh man. So you're Apache. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It was fun. It was fun back then. And they only had one major hit. Like Crazy Love was the major hit, and Heat of the Night was another one. Yeah, Heat of the Night was really nice. Oh, Ian, feeling slightly distant. Mom's funeral is next Thursday. Many thanks. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, Ian. Sorry for your loss. How old was she? You remember the day when Rory passed? I really grieved for weeks, but I'm still in contact with a Gary McVoy, Rory's bass guitarist and right-hand man. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome, Paul. Mike, hello, Jonathan. It's been a hard ride the last few months, but I'm still here. Well, I'm glad, Mike. I'm glad. I hope everything's okay. Brett Lasso. Hey, John. Much love from Vancouver Island. Watch a lot of your videos. Haven't caught a live stream before. Well, you did. No, it's not. No, David. Bernie Leadon is the other guitarist. Randy Meisner. Yeah. So Randy Meisner was also from Poco. So there's Rusty Young. There's one more guy, which I totally love. The other guitarist. I'm okay. Alright, Ian. I know how it feels. I lost my mom a couple of years back, and well, it's I don't know how to describe the feeling. Like, well, I lost my dad when I was 26 years old, so that impacted me a whole lot. That kind of gave me the strength that I needed throughout my career, because after he passed, I kind of like realized that that's something that I depended on. We Chinese have a saying, the mountain behind my back. Yeah. So the mountain behind my back was gone at the age of 26, and he was a great dad, and I miss him terribly even today. But the fact that he left so early, when I was in the beginning of my career as a musician, that kind of stirred me up, and just kind of made me realize that I have to fend for myself. Now I have no one to depend on. No more meal ticket. So I got to do or die, and that's why I spend so much time in my music. But I thank God that God has provided me a way out in this career. So I managed to go from bands to bands, and then to different job scopes, to from musician to a sound engineer to a recording engineer, and then to producer to arranger to producer and whatnot. So it was a pivotal part of my life. And losing my mom a couple of years back made me realize that both my parents are gone now. So it's it's something to kind of like reflect on. Yeah, my heart goes out to you, Ian. I know how painful it is. I've been there. So I just pray that God will comfort you and your family. I pray that God will comfort you above all, Ian. Take comfort to know that she's resting now, right? And may the love and peace of God reside in your heart and in your family's heart too. What, Zach? You saw the review of the Nick Johnston Schecter guitars. Good for you. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we. I mean, for me, it's the passing of an era, Well, not really. The rest of the Poco band is still around, so I'm guessing they'll still be traveling or rather touring, maybe with or without, Dusty, Richie Furay and John Messina. Yes, I was thinking of them. Yeah, Richie Furay is fantastic. He's got chops, man. There's this song from Poco, from the Indian Summer album, and there was this song where they had a guitar duo between Rusty Young and Richie Furay, and I guess Rusty was doing this whole rock lick on his pedal steel guitar, which was like amazing, and then Richie Furay was doing his Telecaster or whatever he was playing. It was so good, What was the title of the song? Let me check. Where do I have it here? Couldn't play it though. Let's see whether I have it on my iTunes. So you guys have the album. You can just kind of check it out. And if you don't have the album, go buy it. Poco is so good. Oh, I have it. Okay, so 20 Years. That's the title of the song from Indian Summer. 20 Years. The title of the song is called 20 Years. Great guitar duo. Ian, my dad passed when I was 10. Right? So it's so odd to realize I'm an orphan. It does give you a kind of will to carry on and live well. Yes, indeed, Ian. I at the passing of my mom, I don't know how I felt because I was on a mission trip. I was somewhere in China, doing some Christian worship kind of a conference, and the day that I left, I had a message from my sister who was staying with my mom that she was warded in the hospital, but she was saying it was nothing serious. She had kind of like a sort of a flu, and and she's been warded because they're suspecting there's pneumonia. So I said, okay, keep me posted. So I was in China for a couple of days, and on the third day or the fourth day, I had a message from my sister asking me to come back as soon as possible. And I was like wondering what happened, and my sister said that she had double pneumonia. I don't understand why it's double pneumonia. Anyway, I had to rush back. And at that time, I remember that year there was this big typhoon, one of the biggest typhoon that was around in Asia for the longest time, in decades. And I had to fly back to Hong Kong to transit back to Singapore, and Hong Kong airport was shut down for a couple of days. So I was at a loss, and I needed to get back as soon as possible. And the brothers and sisters in China, they were so good and so kind. I will never forget. They stayed out whole night trying to source a flight out for me. So I managed to get another flight out from the place where I was in Wenzhou to what's this place called? God, it was in my mind for a couple of while. yeah, it was in another state in China, and then from there, I could fly back to Singapore. And I reached Singapore somewhere. I'm thinking about 5 p.m. Rushed to the hospital, saw my mom, and she was in a coma. Yeah, that's the reason why I had to rush back. She was in a coma. But when I reached the hospital, by her bed, I grabbed her hand, and I told her, said that, "Hey, mom, I'm back." She actually grabbed me back. She kind of squeezed my hand, and it made me glad to know that she knew that I was back for her. And I stayed the night with her. And next morning, I was stayed the night, prayed with her, prayed for her. Then I went back around 7 a.m. and my wife came over to take over the shift. I went back for a couple of hours of sleep. I think I slept like 1.5 hour, and then my wife called me and asked me to come to the hospital straight away. Rushed down to the hospital, and the doctor said that my mom doesn't have long. So the whole family was there. My kids was there, and yeah, we kind of all grabbed her hand, and she responded to each one of us, and she just passed right before our eyes. And I couldn't cry. For the life of me, I couldn't shed a tear. I was just like, I was sad, but I just couldn't share a tear. And it was later on when we collected her body in the mortuary for embalming and to get ready for this whole wake thing, this service and stuff like that. That I actually broke down and cried, and finally realized that, like you, Ian, I was an orphan. And being an orphan, it kind of like made me realize that that I was so blessed to have parents like them. My mom and my dad, that they were good parents. That they raised me up the best that they can, and I sure hoped I wasn't a disappointment to them. Yeah. So I'm sorry if this is a little bit like a bit downer, but we'll get past that. Yeah. So my heart goes out to you, Ian, once again. I'm so sorry for your loss. All right, Scooter, John, tell us how nervous you were about reviewing a really expensive guitar. When I didn't ask for the guitar. I didn't ask for it. They called me up and say, "John, would you like to review this guitar?" And I go like, "You serious? That's $17,600 worth of guitar, And I said, "All right, why not?" I was kind of worried that I'm gonna ding it, but I took extreme caution in placing it on my lap and doing the recordings. Careful not to scratch the body with the microphone. There's this shock mount, they're kind of sharp. So paying extra care as to whether there's any, trying to guitar proof the environment. But it went well, I didn't let it bother me too much. So it went well. So I was nervous, yes, I was nervous. For a bit, for a teeny bit. Dave, they were both in Buffalo Springfield earlier. Yeah. I know about that, and they're great. I love them. Jim Messina actually came back for an album, just one album, and then he left. And it sounded to me like he never left. Hey, hi, Todd. Yeah, you made it. Cool. So did you get to try the Van Nuys? Did they bring it yet? Have they brought it in to the shop yet? Todd? Hey, Zach, why you choose roasted maple fretboard, fingerboard, not ebony? Well, I didn't have a choice, Zach. If I have a choice, I would rather have it in ebony, because I believe the thing that I discovered. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Schecter guitars later on. But the thing about it was, I loved the orange body, and I love the neck. The neck plays really good. And somehow, like I've said before, no two guitars are the same, even though they are manufactured in the same company. I thought that the Jack Fowler neck was about the same as the one in the Nick Johnston orange, but they feel a little bit different. It's probably because of the ebony fretboard, but I don't think so. I think it's the way it feels in my hand. And I checked the specification; they are both similar, down to the down to everything, like the width, the nut width, the radius, and everything. It's identical, but somehow it just feels different. So I don't know. I really like the neck on my Nick Johnston, and I'm going to get Wayne to kind of like work on the inlays a little bit. So because the breast inlays, the breast insert is not doing it. It's it's not helping me. I need to see where I'm playing. So especially in the night, especially in a not so well lit environment. So I'm gonna have like inlays slotted in, and I think I'm gonna put like the what you call it, the one that glow, the one that I had. Lumilay? Yeah, Lumilays. Yeah. Anyway. All right, Mike. They found a tumor on my brainstem that can't be removed, so they did a fusion from C2 to T3 to relieve the pressure on my spinal cord. I still don't have feelings in my hand. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Mike. Yeah, let's pray for you right now. All right. Yeah, let's pray for you, and I'll also be praying for Ian too. So I thank you, Lord Jesus, for today. I just ask you to watch over Mike, Lord. As you would know that they found a tumor, Lord, I just pray that you watch over Mike and Lord, remove the tumor, Lord. And I don't know how it's gonna work because I'm not a doctor, Lord. And I'm not you, Lord, but you are God, and you are able to do things that we find it impossible. So, Lord, I just pray that, Lord, you elevate the discomfort in Mike. That, Lord, you bring feelings back to his hands, so that you can feel and you can start playing guitars and start enjoying, Lord, playing guitar and making music. But above all, Lord, preserve his life. Lord, I just pray that you have mercy, Lord, upon Mike. Remove that tumor, Lord. And I also pray for peace, Lord, to be into his heart, Lord, to be in his heart, Lord. Watch over him, cover him, Lord, with your protection. I pray for Ian too, that, Lord, that you bring comfort to him and his family at this time of grief. That, Lord, that you watch over him, watch over my brother, Lord, and watch over his health. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Hang in there, Mike. Hi, Bear. Dave, okay, I just got a green. Yeah. Okay, Krener, Krener, what? Choku, Krener Choku guitar. Hi, Detroit. Hey, hi. Detroit next. Bear, so sorry. Scooter, what? God's grace. Right. Love you guys. You guys are caring for one another. I can just see it right in my chat. And yeah, that's so awesome. You guys make my day. That's the reason why I have live stream. Brett Lasso, make me remember. Try a 50s custom shop Strat. The guitar store made me take my jacket dust so I was scratched accidentally. Yeah, it happens. And that's the reason why. Yeah, the intimidation is there whenever you go to a guitar shop and you want to try a really expensive guitar, and most of the time the guys will look at you funny, like, are you sure you can afford those? that's number one, right? And if you get a good guy who's like kind of friendly salesperson, yeah, he will probably ask you to take off your belt and jackets and watch and stuff like that. So, well, if you need to play it, just go do it. I Vox guitar stock. How are you? Bear, I lost my dad, sister, mom, sister in that. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Bear. Keith H. My mom fought cancer for 3 years. Was only expected to live 2 weeks. 3 years later, the day she passed, she told me not to expect her to wake or any reaction. Okay. Sorry, Keith. Sorry to hear that. Jackie, you're from Hong Kong. Ah, thank you, Jackie, thank you. 你哋 OK 冇？喺香港冇事啦，應該冇事嚟而家嚇。Right. Hi Esther, good morning. Keith H. When I leaned over her, she opened her eyes and said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm not." What? You are here? She asked if my kids are okay, and we said goodbye. Yeah. Yeah, it's always hard. Yeah, it's always hard to see a loved one go. Yeah, it's always hard. My scooter, I got new pickups from PRS. I will be trying to install my first pickups ever. Good luck with that. I'm great. From Niagara Falls, Canada. Cool. I was there. Yep. I was there when I was touring Canada back in the year 2002 or 3. Yeah, around that time. Yeah. It's hard to handle loss of beloved ones, but remember those who are with you and care for them as long as they're around. When they're gone, it's too late to talk or to hug them. That's so true. There's something that we kind of like enforce a lot in this country for a period of time. But I guess the young ones, they tend to forget. The young ones, and they're so caught up in the careers. Like most of us when we were young, and caught up in things that we wanted to do, that we forgot about the ones that brought us up, the one who gave us love, and we kind of neglected them, and trying to get them out of hair and put them in OH homes or whatever they have. Yeah, I think that's really sad. Yeah, that's really sad. Well, in certain cases, I can understand, if we cannot care for an elderly mom or a father, when we definitely cannot care for them because they have certain conditions that needs 24 hours surveillance, medical surveillance, then yeah, I can understand that. But I've seen elderly being thrown, or rather, being placed at all these nursing homes, and they're relatively healthy. They can walk around. They're healthy as can be. But when you talk to them, you sit down and talk to them, they'll tell you that, oh, my kids have no time for me, so they sent me to a nursing home. And I think that is just so sad. Yeah, that's just so sad. Hi, Orion, how are you? I got some Nuex pedals, and man, they're so awesome. Can't wait to make the video for them. Yeah, go do it. Yeah. Jimmy Pite, hi from Indonesia. Hello. Bear, who uses GNL guitars both live and for recording? Me. I do. Bear is Apacabal. APA. Oh, okay. She got a second shot? Alright, I'll pray for Mario. Yeah. But, it's whatever she's getting right now, like the chills, the aches, and the nausea, that means that her immune system is pretty strong. Yeah, it's an immune system reacting to the vaccination, to the vaccine. And it's actually a good thing, She probably would not agree with me, but I had all that, all those things that you just stated there. I had chills for a couple of hours. I didn't have fever though. I have aches. Yeah, aches. After the first vaccine, after the first vaccination, I had aches for almost a week. Yeah, it was so bad that it hit my Achilles heel and you know and everywhere. It was bad, but it cleared up after that. And then I had the second jab, and then I had the same thing: the muscle ache, the chills, no nausea though. I had the chills and everything, and I was just tired, constantly tired. But that lasted for about 48 hours, I guess. Yeah, about less than 40 hours. Yeah, 36 hours. Yeah, and it kind of cleared after that. You know. I'll be praying for her. Zach, recently I'm in the mood. In the what? Recently I'm into the road bike, right? But I borrowed a bike from my friend. Any suggestion from? Dude, you're from Taiwan. 你在台湾，你可以买. Sorry, you're from Taiwan. You could buy. There's so many bikes in Taiwan. My good lord, get Giant. Giant. You know the bike that I have is from Giant. Yeah, Giant. They're cheap and good, and well, not cheap, but they're affordable, and they're made from Taiwan. So which part of Taiwan you're from? Taipei, Tainan, Taichung. Yeah, go for Giant, and you could. Depends on what you want to do, because if you're gonna ride up hills and and climbs and stuff, then I'd rather you not get the Propel, because the Propel is a road bike, like for speeding and stuff like that. You should get the other one. What's the other one called? See, I just woke up, so my mind is not really working. What is it called? Giant. Giant. What is it called? You guys got any idea what I'm talking about? Yeah, you could get a Giant Fast Road if you want to, and that's kind of reasonably priced, you know. TCR, sorry, it just skipped my mind. Yeah, so you get a Giant TCR if you're planning to do a lot of climbs, because they're made for climbing, and they're pretty fast. They're really fast. What's this? Those are normal reactions. I'm type 1 diabetic, so I get vaccinated regularly for various things. You're supposed to feel ill for a couple of days. Yeah, that's right, Ian. Chris, we take care of our elderly and refuse to put them in homes. My grandmother was well taken care of, and we visit her often because she lives a few. That's great, Chris. That's great. Yeah, Orion, Taiwan is giant land. Get a swing. Expensive. Yeah, strings and what's the other brand? Canon. Canon is made in Germany, and they sell direct, and those are really expensive. Yeah. So when you're first starting out, there's no point getting a really expensive bike. Well, today we're just gonna hang out. There's not much of a show and tell, except for a couple of stuff. I got this a couple of weeks ago for Nuwex, and I recently found out that Fender came out with a similar thing, like a headphone amp, plug-in headphone amp thing. The fact of the matter is, actually, I have two of this. I have one that is gifted to me from City Music. This is from the Vox, and you've probably seen this around. This is not from Vox. Sorry, this is from Blackstar. This is called On the Fly, and it's basically like a like a headphone amp. Plug this into your guitar, and then you plug wireless amp to your headphones, and these are all the adjustments, like how an amp should be. Not much things to play around with, but pretty cool. You can get quite decent tone out of this on your headphones. And there's a aux in for you to hook up to your what you call that, your MP3 player or whatever you have. So, but the other one that is pretty interesting. Hi, Wally. Hi, Todd. Sorry. Is this Nuex, all right? So this is called the Mighty plug, and it just comes in like this. This is just it, really nice. I think it's pretty well designed. Focus, come on. Okay, it's pretty well designed. And the crazy thing about this is that you can hook this up to your headphone. I mean, to your headphone, obviously, and to your phone. And there's an app provided for this phone, and you can actually scroll through your various adjustments for the sound, like choosing which amp. They have very good amp simulation for the Fenders and stuff like that. Some, I think there's one for a Marshall kind of amp, like, and then but the effects are pretty good. You can also access backing tracks on the app itself, and a couple of nice backing tracks, which is it's a bonus. And then you have drum tracks, right? So you can actually plug this in, and then you can just practice with the drum tracks and whatever. It's pretty cool, and I like the sound that comes out of this. So yeah, I'll see how I can try to get this out as a review. I don't know how to do it because I can probably hook it up to my interface and all that, but this needs to be experienced with a headphone. So what is this? Oh, Jimmy, come to Indonesia. Where are you from? You're from what, Jakarta? Where are you from? I was in Jakarta for a while. Yeah, I would love to visit Indonesia again. Yeah, beautiful country. Bear, do you remember the Rockman by Tom? Of course, I remember Tom Schultz and Rockman. I used Rockman for the longest time. Yeah, and I was using it so much. Well, back in 1980, 1987 or 88, around 88, I was starting to do sessions for recordings and stuff like that, and I was playing in the night too. So I bought this whole rig where I have the Rockman rack mount, and then I have the chorus or the delays, or the whole gizmo, the whole series, And but before that, I had the Rockman, like a Walkman, and I used that for so many sessions, and that thing paid by itself like 100 times fold. But it has that sound, and it just has that sound. You can't possibly change anything from that sound, especially in the distortion, in the solo mode or whatever you have. You just had that Rockman sound. And yeah, after that I retired that and went off to other stuff. Yeah, I remember Rockman. They're the it was there to help me in my career as a session guitarist way back then. Okay, you're all right, Bear. So you kind of grew up there in a way. Orion, what wireless system do you use when you play arenas? I mostly use the ones that are supplied by the sound crew, or rather the suppliers. And most of them are good stuff. The Sennheisers and the heavy duty wireless system. I've tried using my Line 6 Relay G10S, even though it's stated that it's meant for stage. It didn't work. I was in the States. I was just last year, right? In the beginning of last year, I was in in Atlantic City, and what's the other place? Anyway, I was in New Jersey, and what's the other place that I went to? Anyway, I tried to use it on stage. It didn't work. I got cut off when I went off to the middle of the stage to be with George to do a solo, and yeah, it kind of like that was drop out. So I didn't use it. I used cable instead, long cable. So I bought I have a long cable. It's about 25 feet long. So I use that. These days I try to, unless there's a need for me to go like far out there, like some of the arenas that I played, they're really big, but at my age, I don't expect myself to be running all over the place. So these days I carry me a long cable, 25 feet cable, and that would do, that would suffice. And if that gig doesn't require me to run about, then I'll just have a normal, maybe a 7 feet or a 6 feet cable. That would do, Is it worthwhile to upgrade a Squire Strat with a Fender American neck? See, this is the thing that yeah, I know what you're trying to get at. This is the thing that vexes a lot of guitarists. Like, I have a cheap guitar neck or a cheap guitar body, and I want to swap this with a more expensive, or you thought more expensive neck or body. And that depends on what the neck is about. If you're happy with the neck that you have with your Squire, then if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you find that there's something wrong with your neck, and you like the body because of the shape or because of the color or whatever you have, whatever reasons you have, then you want to have like a swap with yeah, go for it. If you want to do it, just do it. For me, I would look at a situation. Like, for example, I was in a dilemma with my Nick Johnston. Right, so Todd is here. Todd bought the same guitar. Dave bought the Nick Johnston, but both of them actually bought a single double. But I think Todd has the same neck as me. Dave has the one with the ebony. Now, the thing about this guitar is that I love the body. I love everything in the body, like the pickups and everything. And now because I had the bigger trem there, this is one of the best bodies that I ever have. Now the neck, I love the neck totally. The feel of it, the girth, everything of it, I like, But the sad fact of the matter is that I can see the dots. I can see the fret dots. So that's a problem for me when I'm playing like in odd keys. Especially when you're doing a grounder, like you're doing, and then you need to go up to do a solo. You get lost, and the side dots are so small that you're gonna miss it. So it will take me a while to get, and I don't like that. I want to be informed visually of where I am, so I need better dots than this. So for me, I have a choice of trying to get a better neck, like maybe get one from Bournemouth and get a nice dark roasted, or whatever neck that might set me back another $500. But at least I have a guitar that I love looking at. But I was thinking like, no, I'm not gonna do that because it might not feel the same. So instead of doing that, instead of buying a new neck, I might as well just do something about this neck. So I'm getting dots, white dots, or rather those minimalites, to replace the brass inlets. I think it's a bad idea for the brass inlets to be on this particular roasted maple fretboard because it's just became invincible. You can't see the dots for the life of it. Whereas if this neck has an ebony fretboard, it'll work. Yeah, it'll work. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question. Oh, you're in Bandung. Cool. Oh, yeah. John, how important are guitar straps for you? Oh, so important. Um, okay, I'm going to show you some of my guitar straps. See where I can access them. Hmm. I'm missing one. I don't know where I put it. Could be in my other case. In any case, these are the straps that I use all the time. These are all made with Fender. Right, these are the leather ones. I know it's a bit irky because I had like tape all over the place to secure this, because this keep on running. The straps, I mean the shoulder pad, this keep on running. So I like the ones with the short, yeah, really short leather strap. And I have like Dunlop strap locks on it, right? So I have a lot of Dunlop strap locks, like on different straps. Sometimes when I'm playing like two guitars, when I have two electric guitars, I will have both of these on both guitars, and then I just swap guitars without taking out the strap and stuff like that. And I like this, but there's another one that these are from Fender, right? Like I said, these are all leather straps. There's another one that I bought, which I can't find it for the life of me. And that was one of the most comfortable strap I have, because it has really nice paddings around here. And when you're carrying guitar that weighs as much as the G&L Blues Boy or the Comanche weighs a little bit, it weighs about 3.6 if I'm not mistaken. So if you're carrying that for a long time, then that will really help. And I gotta find that strap, because that strap is one of my favorite. Yeah, too bad I can show you. What's this? Alright, going to. Wow, your famous burgers. I would love to have some of that. Bye, going to. Albert. Hi, hi, Albert. Hey, John, have you tried the new? No, not yet. I know. It's so famous because everybody's like raving about it. There's one guy who says that sell your Helix and get the Neuro. Yeah, they all say the darndest thing, but I'm sure they're impressed by it. Well, I'm not going to sell the Helix. I think the Helix has its own use, and it's all about practicality for me. Yeah. Keith, I've tried to find a Bacchus dealer in US. There is one in Oregon, but looks like they mostly carry bases. Or you can write to them, and I'm sure they would try to help you out. Yeah, you can pre-order or just order from them. LaBelle and LaBelle, hi John, hope you're doing well. Just remembered you were streaming and I had my coffee. Ah, cool. Skål. Chin chin, that's what the Italians say. What is that? Have to leave. Okay. My NJ is what? Single. Oh, really, Dave? I'm surprised. Okay, but you have the green one, right? The green one with the ebony neck. Yeah, so I'm talking about that. Oh, you tried it, Ian. You tried the what you call it? A kind of a plug-in, right? So you didn't actually try the Neuro DSP hardware. Yeah, maybe I should just download that and try it. Hmm. Is that a Nick Johnston custom? No, this is a Nick Johnston traditional. This is the Indonesian made Nick Johnston. Yeah. This is more of a Strat than a Strat. In my case, in my opinion, this sound more like a Strat than most Strats that I played, and I played a lot. The only thing is that the fretboard is totally different from a Strat. This is like a really shredder's. What kind of a shredder's kind of fretboard? 14-inch fret radius is pretty flat, and it's really thin. Yeah, but I liked it. Especially at this time when you're getting on in age. So, but then again, I have no problem with any shape of the neck at all. Paint the dots. Yeah, I was actually thinking of doing that. I was even thinking of like putting in stickers, like small little stickers, and just sticking it right within the circumference, the circumference of the brass circles. But yeah, use a numinous Sharpie. Dave, I love your roasted maple. The brass circles are more visible with ebony, but still maybe not in some. Yeah. I tried the other one, the green color, the one that you have, the same color that you have, but single humbucker. And from the camera, from the video, I could see the dot in it. But when I'm playing it, yeah, it's also not that conspicuous. Yeah, it's like it's not here, not there. You know what I mean? It's like I need something to be like there so I know where I am. I'm a horrible guitar player. What can I say? I need visual guides. LaBelle, those Nick Johnston Strats are really nice. I was looking at them a few days ago. The guitars I have right now are some of my favorite, but I'm trying to find the one. Oh man, the one. I have many the ones in my house right now. This is one of the ones. So is the Jack Fowler. I love the Jack Fowler a lot. I love how it sounds like. I love how it plays, but I have a problem with the tuning, and I'm just waiting for the Vega Tram to come, so that I can plug in, plop in the Vega Tram. I have the one in my Luke. Two. I love the guitar to bits. I have the one in my ASAP Blues Boy, as well as in my Comanche and my 50s traditional Strat. Yeah, those are the ones guitars. So you get there. You'll find after a while that you have a lot of guitars that you like, but then you're always searching for another one. So it's a never-ending chase. All right, so Todd, I'm getting my 1/4-inch socket drill into my. Whoa! Should be able to. I hope you're joking, man, Todd. Okay. Okay. All right. Scooter did that to my first guitar when I was a kid. Looked awful. I'll bet. Transhuman guitarists are so last decade. Yeah. Hick and roar. Download straps locks. Download strap locks for the win. Oh yeah. Well, I saw a video from Warmuth. I think that guy's Eric Warmuth, if I'm not mistaken, and he was talking about which strap locks are the best and which are the worst. He didn't take too kindly to the download strap locks, because he was saying that he makes sense. Obviously, he was saying that the screws that goes into this, it's kind of long, so he's thinking like this screw will bend in time and it will create a whole lot of problem. But I don't see that happening to any of my guitars. So he was recommending another kind of strap lock, which is like a sort of a triangle. What is it? There's a weird shape to it, and there's Yeah, so that you don't need to have strap lock. Just use your normal strap, strap onto it, and it would just stay in place. So that's pretty neat. But I checked out the prices for those, and they're not cheap, but they're affordable. But it might work for some people. But I'm so used to download strap locks that I've used this on all my guitars. Yeah, I'm getting another set for the Jack Fowler. So yeah, so we'll see. Thank you, Philip. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hick and Roll, with the new updates that have come up for the Helix, is going to be relevant for a long while. Yeah. Oh yeah, 3.01 came out. I just downloaded it. I haven't installed on my, haven't had it updated on my Helix. Helix. I had it on my Helix Native. I'm going to try it out later on. Yeah, that's the thing about Helix. I'm not going to give up on Helix because it's been around for 6 years, 5 years, 6 years, and it's still going strong. And that's because of the support that the company gave with the constant updates. New effects, new amp models. It's crazy. Also, good luck getting your mids on the Neuro in the next 6 months if you didn't. Oh yeah. I mean, Davis guitar is bringing them in. So yeah, Jeanette told me that I'm having first dibs on some of the first units. So kind of review it. I'll say, all right, thank you so much, darling. Yeah. Todd, John, what do you just call your coffee? I think the Japanese have a similar word, but way different. What? I didn't call my coffee names. I love my coffee. No, I just said chin chin. Chin chin means toast. Or in Italian, in Italiano, and skål. Skål, if I'm not mistaken, is somewhere, what, Swedish, something like that, somewhere. I don't know. So I picked up that term a long time ago. Anyway, it's not why I call this coffee. This coffee is just darn good coffee. That's all. Okay, I only heard some neural plugins. Sound pretty nice, but it seems. Oh really? They're still designing a system to create accounts so that people who purchase QC can log in on a QC to use them. Okay, I understand. Ian, my Martin doesn't have inlays, neither does my fretless bass. Trust your instinct, you do not need them. It's almost a Zen thing. Use the force, right? I tried that. God knows I tried that, Ian. And it was a leap of faith when I actually used this guitar on the live stream concert, my last live stream concert. And all went well except for one song, which was in B flat minor, C sharp. That was like a disaster because I couldn't, and the lights were like, oh man, so dim, I couldn't see nothing. So I was like bending wrong notes and stuff like that. Some may call it jazz, some may call it like avant-garde rock, but it's crap to me because I was playing the wrong notes. I was so disappointed myself. I came off from that live stream feeling so bad and kind of regretting that I bought this guitar for the live stream. I should have known better. Because I had lumulates. On the side. I thought that would help, but it didn't help. So there you go. Thank you, Esther, for the coffee. That's more than a coffee. That's my lunch. Thank you for the lunch tomorrow, Esther. I'm gonna have that chicken chop again. I had chicken chop today. It's beautiful. The one. Bear, John, you may have spoken about this already, but why did you get the Schecter Johnson guitars? Alright, so since you bring that up, I'm gonna talk a little bit of the Nick Johnson guitars. Now, the Nick Johnson guitars have a fabulous history. And I saw a couple of Nick Johnson guitars back in the 80s, and they were all really well made. And they used to make replacement parts for Fender guitars, so they had the whole Strat, the Fender Strat vibe down, So that's the thing that people like about Schecter guitars. And I have no encounter of them for decades, and then the next thing I know, I saw some of the Schecter guitars in Davis, and they were all like with demonic names like Banshee, Hellraiser. What's the other one called? Circuit. Well, that's not Circuitous. It's something else. I don't know. Those kind of like heavy metal kind of names, and I was like, whoa, this is like crazy. But then I look at the guitars, right, and I'm going like, okay, take away that name, take away the name Banshee or whatever you have there, the Omen or whatever. They're just guitars. They're really nice playing guitars, and that's the reason why I did the reviews and it was playing like R&B, softcore music on a metal guitar, and people go like, whoa, and I just want to prove to people that they still do make great guitars. But these guitars are all made either in Korea or in Indonesia, and as you all might know, Schecter was taken over by Shibuya-san, who owns ESP and LTD, and kind of bought over by him. So it has that kind of vibe to it too. And that's henceforth the metal market. But they have some real nice guitars, like the Van Nuys, the PTs, which stands for Pete Townsend in a way, because it's a long story. Go Google it, right? So there's nice playing tally guitars, and then they have the other artist models and stuff like that. They have some traditional ones which I really love because they look so good. Some with Bixby and some with art shapes, some Les Paul kind of thing. So yeah, I was like kind of intrigued by what they are doing these days. And then Nick Johnson came up with this, right? And I was blown away by his custom guitar, because that was to me like a fine looking guitar, with a Wenge neck and everything. But it was so expensive. It's like about 4,000 US plus, just out of my reach. Maybe one day, but then they came up with this. They came up with this traditional, and I like the color. That color kind of like, and play it, love it. I played both versions, the SSH and the SSS. I prefer the SSS because I find that, you see, the thing about a Schecter that a lot of people do not know is they make great pickups. And that's the reason why I bought both Schecters, even the Jack Fowler. The pickups are like, I love the pickups. All right, the pickups are not really terribly high output. This is a little bit, and it's on a high output, but not an overly crazy high output. The Nick Johnson single have relatively medium to low output, but they sound so good, even for a single call. And initially I had, since I'm talking about it, let's just hold it. Alright, so initially when I had this, I had problem with the 60 cycle hum, and 60 cycle hum was like a bit overwhelming at times, especially when you're on overdriven mode and stuff like that. And I brought it to Wayne. I'm suspecting that it wasn't grounded properly, so took out the plate, the pick guard, and found out that this whole swimming pool here, it's like a big swimming pool cavity. So I'm able to swap to a humbucker if I need to. All I need to do is to get another pick guard that fits. But the whole cavity was painted with what you call it, anti feedback paint. This kind of, what do you call that? Anti something, like this black thing. So yeah, it was a shielding paint, right? A black shielding paint. But then there was something missing. There was no ground cable. You're supposed to have a ground cable, right? Either to your, to one of your connector parts. There wasn't any. So Wayne took upon himself to do copper shielding tapes on it, and then have a ground cable hooked up. And voila, it stopped the humming totally. Well, not 100%, but it cuts down, like, from, we're talking about 70% of the hum was gone, and that's a lot. Okay, and now pickup sounds great. It's more quieter, cool, and I attribute that to poor QC for number one. I'm not banging Schecter. I love the Schecter guitars. I think they're really well made, but sometimes things like this happen. So it happened to my guitar. So QC wasn't done properly. There was not adequate check on the shielding. So Dave, you're listening to me, and Todd, for those of you who got this guitar because of me, you might just want to check it, all right? Send it to someone to see whether, or you have those meters with you. You can check whether the groundings are done properly. The other issue I had was the hardware. So the hardware, like the original tuners for this was bad. There, I think on the G or the D string, you can feel that if you're tuning it, there's a big jump, right? There's a stuck. You get stuck and then you come a big jump, and that was irritating to me. But on the jack fowler, I don't have that. The tuners on the jack fowlers are just fine. They work perfectly, So again, it comes down to the quality of the hardware that has been provided for these guitars, because you gotta face it, these are pretty affordable guitars, so they're gonna cut some corners anyway. And the other problem I had was with the tremolo arm, which I still have the same problem on the jack fowler. It runs a little bit. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's not as solid as I thought it would be. Like on the GNLs, the dual fulcrum, they were the best tremolo system I ever played, except for the Vega Trem. They're like so rock solid. It doesn't run. This I find it runs a little bit. The original tremolo system. But if you're not playing aggressively like me, which I sometimes do, then you probably will not have a problem. And if you don't use the tremolo system at all, then there's no problem at all. But playing the way I do, like I say, this is all individual preferences. Not say that the tremolo system is like really bad, but it tends to run, and that irks me to no end, because one of the things that gets me most, and sometimes when I look back at my old videos and I see myself playing out of tune, I get so angry at myself because for allowing that to happen. But nevertheless, I reached out to my friend Vega Trem, and I got a new Vega Trem for this. I requested one for the jack fowler too, so I'm just waiting for that to come. And now this guitar is perfect. It's perfect. Yeah. So it plays well except for the dots. So I'm gonna get that fixed, and this will be one of my main gigging guitars to go on the road with me when I do go on the road, right? Now the jack fowler. The jack fowler has interesting pickups, right? So these pickups are what you call the Pasadena and Pasadena Plus. So Plus means that it has a higher output. But what I like about it is the split call. The split call is pretty good, even though there is a kind of a drop in volume. But when I look at the LEDs, it doesn't really have a whole lot of difference. It's like, just a little bit, but audibly you can hear it because single coil opposed to humbuckers. And the pickups sounded really good, and I like the neck. And the fact matter is that you have white dots on the black ebony fretboard. Cool. So I have no problem with this guitar whatsoever, except for the tremolo arm. So tremolo system has to go, and just waiting for it to be replaced. And that's about it. Hope that answers your question. Okay, so where are we? There's a point, and I'm not satisfied with QC since the system is still kind of complete. I love my Dunlops. Schecter have been nothing but trouble for me. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Dave, you kept the jack fowler. I thought you were digging that one too. Same maple ebony neck, and you can see the fret markers. Really nice pickups on it too. Yes, Dave, I love this guitar. Yeah. Hi, Nick Johnston. I'm well. Timothy Matthews, my new one is a 4G Strat. Yes, you told me about it. Yeah, I actually reached out to the company, but they didn't get back to me, so, Roland Rivera, my wife overheard me talking to one of my sons that plays guitar also about a guitar I was eyeing, and she immediately say, what are you guys talking about? So, John, you're using Helix in your... Yeah, all the time. I use Helix for everything. Yeah, my videos, my shows. unless I'm reviewing like a pedal or a multi effects, you know. So then I will bypass the Helix altogether. Todd, John, have you ever mixed your string gauges 09s on the high, E and 10s on? No, I have not. I'm not so adventurous, Todd. I have problem playing on a normal gauge. I don't want to go like experimenting with different gauges on different strings, you know. Orient Pinhead. What? Alright. LaBelle, wow, how nice. I was looking at CJ, those look really nice. How do you like it? Albert, yes. It's astonishing, right? But nah, I mean they have like really nice, like the Van Noys are really nice traditional guitars, and they play well. I mean, it's a bit old school looking in a way because of that brown bare wood kind of look. But as a guitar, you know, the neck is really modern. The neck is almost similar to the ones on Nick Johnston. You know. Oh yes, Albert. I do. The ones that I use are, well, basically it's on my EMG equipped guitars, like the Luke, the Tally that I have. Those are EMG equipped, and the old Japanese Strat that I have back there, you know. But they're not high output as per se. They're just noise cancelling, because I need to be clean, especially in the arenas that I play, because you know you don't want to go up the stage and then have a whole lot of 60 cycle hum. So that doesn't work. Mm. Yeah, shooting pain. That's what I'm talking about. Shooting star interference from outside source, not grounding would definitely be a problem. So second hum is always going to present itself on a single coil. Nothing can stop that. Yeah, outcast, but you can kind of cut down the hum. You know, you want a Schecter P90? Yeah, go for it. It's nice. Yeah. All right, Dave. Okay, Todd. All right, Ian. Happy cooking. What are you cooking today? Heck and roll. If you always play clean tones, it might be too subtle to notice. Try cranking up the gain and you hear it. Hi, Conrad. Burritos. Oh, yeah. I just ate three dumplings. You know, like, what do you call that? I mean, I know how to call it in Chinese. Dap, cha xiao bao. Cha xiao bao is like um, dumplings, right? Oh, is it called dumplings? Bao. I have three of those, and yeah, kind of stuff right now. All right, Elion, you take care. I'll be doing some vegetable. Oh wow, that sounds absolutely amazing. Lovely. Wish you could have some of those vegetable pies. That's interesting, and it's healthy too. I think. Yeah, yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, pretty stuff a little bit. Oh, was that? We're in good luck. Um, Buns? Yeah, maybe you could call them buns, I think. Yeah, Singaporeans just call it bao, you know. Yeah. And gravy. Oh my good lord, gravy, of course. All right, Ian. I'll take up on your invitation to visit you one day, after this whole COVID nightmare is over, and probably sit down with you for a meal. And you can cook me some of those vegetable pies. Bao bun, yeah. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, who's asking me this question about the helix? Somebody was asking me a question about the helix. Okay, Bear. Would you recommend getting a used helix or new? Well, as long as the helix is in good condition, you can get it used. It doesn't matter. Make sure you do a factory reset, so that you kind of like have a clean slate, and then install the latest updates. If you're thinking of buying a helix, a couple of things to take note of. One is that if you're getting a LT, check everything, because sometimes certain sellers are not too honest, and they'll hide certain things from you. The LTs, there's a couple of batch which has a problem with their expression pedal, right? So you gotta check the expression pedals, and whether the wah is working, the volume is working, whether there's any give. And if you're looking to buy a helix, not an LT, a helix, check the strips, check the tempo, the tap tempo, because there are a couple of users who are highlighting the problems with the tap tempo and stuff like that. So have it all checked, including the expression pedal. And if everything checks out, then you're good to go. To get a used helix. Great piece of gear. 包子, yeah, it's kind of dumpling, but it's not. Chorizo, Scooter, you're killing me, man. Yeah, but I'm so full. Yes, Chris, I have updated. My Helix Native. I have the update on my computer, so I've yet to update my hardware, my Helix. So they're recommending a hard reset, which I think I might not be doing, but we'll see. We'll do a backup anyway. I always do backups anyway, so. Sure, Chris. Sure thing. I'll come visit your grandma. Yeah, your grandmother. Well, bao is... good lord. Show and tell. I'll show you what bao is. Okay, this is from the fridge. Alright, so I don't know where you guys have tasted this before, but I'm not going to eat it in front of you. So this is how a bao look like. Can you see this? Right, so it's basically flour, I think, and then there are like meat or fillings in it. Right, so this is a small one, and this is with the char siu. Char siu means those red sweetened meat inside. And they had the big one. We call it the da bao, and then you have like really nice pork fillings in it. And yeah, but those are like really filling. And I took 3 of these. I had 3 of this. I had like this whole thing in me right now. And what you do is that you can buy it. My wife bought this and then put it in the fridge and then steam it. I have a steamer at home, so kind of steam it and then eat them. Yeah, and it's nice. Bao, yeah, that's right. Baozi, yeah, that's almost the same. Almost the same. Yes, Dave, almost the same. Hey, Flick, how are you? Hope you're doing fine. Mike, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, Mike. Why? Why can't you have food, Albert? Hey Andrew, how are you doing? Yeah, 3 of these. Says yeah. Anyway, it's an overkill. All right, so now to the next part of our show and tell. I think if I have the stuff here. Do I have the stuff here? I think I do. Right, so this company called Xsonic insisted that they kind of sent me this. They insisted that I try the Litestep, but I wanted this to try this, so they sent me this. This is I think you've probably seen some of the videos about this. Pretty interesting, you know. This is called what is this called? Xtone Pro. Right, comes in like this. Basically, this is like a hardware. It's got 1/4 inch in or XLR in and 1/4 inch out. XLR. This is in. Sorry, is this in? Yeah, this is in. All right, that's out. And then you have 2 Midis in and out. Right, USB power supply, on/off switch. 2 knobs for you to kind of control your gain and volume. Compatible with 48 volts, so you can actually stick a mic in it. What it does is that this is like a sort of a MIDI foot switch thing slash interface if you need to, and you can actually hook this up to an iPad. And the best part of it is that they actually come in with connectors for it to hook up to your iPad or to your iPhone, you know, and utilize the apps there. And there's there are a couple of apps available, so you can access like amplifiers and stuff like that, and have it played through here, not through the iPhone or iPad, through here, and you get quality signal coming out from here. So I haven't tested out that yet. Yeah, it will take some time for me to kind of play around with this. So, okay, let's talk about this. And the other usage, of course, is to have this as a MIDI foot switch for your MIDI-enabled stuff like the HX Stomp, for example. You get an old HX Stomp, which you find that is a bit limiting because there's not enough foot switches. You can use this if you want to, but this is a bit of overkill. You'd be better off getting the Litestep, right? So the Litestep will work better because it's a dedicated USB, a MIDI foot switch. Yeah. So I contacted Nuix because I wanted to use this with the MG30. Because you all know that the MG30 has only 3 foot switches for the MG30. So I was thinking like, it would be great to have more variations and, you know, more capability of switching certain stuff in and out using MIDI, and henceforth the interest in the MIDI foot switches. So City Music actually sent me a MIDI foot switch from Blackstar. It didn't work. Somehow I wasn't able to connect anything, and didn't get it to work. And I was on the phone with Monk from Nuix yesterday, and we were talking about this. And what do you know? What are the chances? They actually have a connection with Xsonic. Yeah, and they were in communication, and they were talking about this problem. So the problem is that you need to have a master controller for these 2 units to talk to each other. So for the MG30 and the Litestep, you know, or whatever MIDI controller, someone has to be the boss, the master controller. So they're trying to figure out this thing, and probably next week they're going to have a firmware for the Litestep, as well as for the MG30, so that both can talk to each other, and that would be great. Let me show you the Litestep. Where's the Litestep? Alright, so this is the Litestep. So the box is kind of like all beaten up. Box still hasn't been opened up yet, so yeah, I'm not gonna break it up yet. So this is a Litestep in a way. Let's break it up. I didn't want to do it because I was thinking of doing an unboxing, but then the box is like crumpled. Alright. So this is how the Litestep looks like. So you have 5 foot switches here, so it's enough. And then you can actually use this as a Bluetooth controller, I guess, or Wi-Fi, I don't know, maybe. And then you have two expression in, right? Midi in, Midi out, or 2 Midi outs. So you can actually control 2 different sources from here, from this one unit. Yeah, interesting. So imagine you have if you bring in your MG30, the MG30 could kind of like control whatever you need to do, like, you know, tuning or patch up and down or whatever. But to have like 5 dedicated ones for you to kind of like turn off reverb, delay, chorus, compressor, distortion, you know, tremolo, whatever you have in your chain, that is so neat, you know, from me. So that's something that I have on my Helix. You know, Helix has that. So anyway, so that's the reason why I prefer the Helix to any other stuff that I've reviewed. And to make this like a simple kind of like a mini kind of a rig would be really helpful for me, so that I don't want to lug around that monster. You know. Yep. What's that? 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, man. 7-Eleven though in Taiwan rocks. Yeah, great. The 7-Eleven in Taiwan was the best. You can get all sorts of stuff in there. From talcum powder to toothpaste to food, all kinds of food, snacks. You know. Anyway, just gonna put this aside. Alright, so I'm making you homesick, Andrew, for Asia. Come back. Come back. Come back to Asia. Yeah. All the stores, no, they're not closed. I can still go out and eat right now, even if it's 3 a.m. I can still find places. In fact, within walking distance, I have a Indian shop right around the corner, so I can have my pratas and thosai and whatever. Please, John, showing food to Okay, I will not do that. Yep. Oh, there is a 7-Eleven right beneath my building, but it's closed now. Too bad. Keith H. My mother make dumplings that look like that, but she would cook them around the top of a pot of stew. Those are like we call those 种子, is it? 包种子. No, what do you call that? 种子. So those are like plain ones, and you would actually dip them in the stew to eat. And those are like in the northern part of China, they used to do that, and that's nice too. You know, just plain, you know, 种子, right? They call that. and they're not actually dumplings. The dumplings have fillings in it, so they got a lot of so Chinese have a whole lot of dumplings. Like you have the ones that look like a triangle thing. Those are called bacang, right? You call it 种子 also. Yeah, you call it. No, sorry. The one that you're talking about is called. What's that word for it? Bao ba. Yeah, it's still called bao, but it's just plain. 种子 is like with glutinous rice, and you have meat fillings in it, and it's like wrapped in all sorts of different leaves. Some in Southeast Asia we have the Peranakan version where it's wrapped in pandan leaves, which is really nice. So the story about this is that there was a minister who, a righteous and honorable minister back in the days of ancient China, who died or committed suicide, and then he jumped into the lake, or his body was in the lake. So the people in that province were so touched by and so greatly treasured this minister that they actually did this dumplings with fillings to throw into the lake, so that the fishes would not eat his decomposing body, but rather eat the dumplings. So that's the legend of it, and it became a tradition ever since. And yeah, there's a period of time in the year where we have dumplings. So these are called dumplings. And the other dumplings that we're talking about, like siu mai, ha gao, all those are like different concoctions. Like some have seafood in it, some have different stuff in it. So interesting. Okay, we shan't go to food, or else Mike will kill me. Okay. All right. Yeah. So Dave Escobar, which you like better, Nuix MG30 or Zoom G6? The thing is that I get these questions a whole lot, and you probably asked me this, or maybe not you, but someone has asked me this. What do you think about this guitar as opposed to this guitar? What do you think about this effects to this effect, or this multi effects, especially this Zoom 6 and MG30? The fact of the matter is that I cannot tell you which is better, because it all caters to different needs. The Zoom has touchscreen, so some of you guys who are like addicted to your handphones, you will probably love the touchscreen. The MG30 doesn't have that. The MG30 has, in my opinion, workable interface, because they're so easy to kind of like navigate on the unit itself without the need of a interface in the computer, right? Whatever you have. The Zoom 6 takes a little bit of navigating, even though with the touchscreen, it makes the job a little bit easier. In terms of sound, they're both about the same, but the way Zoom does the whole setup is a kind of bit of weird, way of doing it, because they have IRs in it, but they don't turn it on. They don't turn on the speaker, and so when you have the amp set up, it sounds horrible until you remember to turn on the mics, which I think is really stupid, but that's how it is. But I had no problem with the Zoom 6, because I loaded my own IRs when I was playing, and subsequently I used their own IRs, and I managed to get it sounding reasonably well. So for me, if you ask me, there is no clear indication of which is better, because they all have different price range. They're constructed differently, right? Personally, I like the MG30, right? I just like the MG30 because of the way it's built. But I have my gripes about it. The expression pedal doesn't really help a whole lot, because there's not enough sweep, So if I were to use this like in a real live gig, and I'm dependent on the expression pedal, then I'll probably get a additional expression pedal, which defeats the purpose, right? So you get what I mean? So people will ask me these questions. I sometimes I just don't bother to answer that, because there's too much explaining to do, right? So I hope we get it squared away right here, right here and now. All right, Dave? Bear, last question. John, I have never been able to play fast legato or fast anything. Is that a matter of practicing a lot, or that some people can and others can't? No, 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 no. You can do it. I don't think I'm a fast player too. Legato, legato playing is more like how should we call it? A matter of knowing what you're playing, basically. So if you play around with your fretboard long enough, you will probably get around it. And the other thing, of course, is the sound. There are many variables. Playing on acoustic, like without any effects. There are certain things you cannot do, but if you have this guitar with a full-blown effect, with the full-blown distortion, whatever you have with delays, you can get away with a lot of stuff. You can do what Steve I is doing, doing all this. You can't hear anything from here. It's all about your left hand strength, finger strength. And the hammer-ons help, right? Chromatism help. But like I said, it's a combination of your picking technique, the notes that you're playing, whereabout are you playing it, and of course your dexterity of your left hand, and then your sound. Basically what sort of overdriven sound you have. Whether it comes to a point of saturation where you can get away with a lot of stuff. And that would kind of help you to inspire you to go like, okay, I can do simple licks, and then you go like, okay, this is more or less a legato thing, and that will kind of encourage you further. So don't give up, Bear. Very few people, those really good guitarists, can do stuff like that cleanly, and I'm not one of those, right? Yeah, hope that encourages you. And the other thing is a pick. If you get a pick that flaps around a lot, like a thin pick, so if you're thinking like, okay, I want to get into fast picking or legato playing or fast guitar, then get a thicker pick. Mine is like a 1.2 millimeters, so yeah, between 1 and 1.2, or even between 0.9 to 1.2, that'll be a nice gauge to have. The harder the pick is, the easier for you to get around with notes. I used to play with much softer picks than this, so I got by for many years until I discovered that I might as well give myself a chance to explore like different thickness of the picks, and I tried this. And these are from Harley Benton. These are like dirt cheap, so I bought a couple of bags of this. So I would never run out of picks ever. And recently I just found out that there's a different kind of picks from Dunlop for acoustic guitars, and those are like non-slip, and I tried one of those, and they're nice. Right? Yes, Orion, the tea egg. The tea egg is so nice. Lu Dan. They call it Lu Dan. The malice, yes. Fried bread. Oh man, Scooter, don't kill me. Stop it. Tiny burritos and dumplings, but they taste good. Yeah. But if you do practice both hard and correctly, you will see some big difference after certain months, as I do. Hi, cats. How are you doing, darling? Hi, Tahil. Tahil Tone. Where you from, Tahil Tone? Albert, I got a chicken pick from Davis Guitar. Thick, hard, and extremely durable. Nice. Thank you, John. Distortion covers a multitude of sins. Yes, it does. Yeah, it sure does. Andrew Awaken 1.2. Wow, I've always stick around 0.7 to 0.88. Yeah, you try it, Andrew. And there's no harm trying it. Lasts longer than any download I tried. I thought the tinner pick would help me glide over the strings easier, but sounds like you're saying the opposite. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. All right, Screw. You take care. You take care. Yeah. Harder picks makes it easier for you to attack. And depends on how fast your left hands, your left fingers are. You have to practice like our accuracy, which I have none, and learn how to do the slow ones. So learn variations like when you're going. Right? You can do it slow or do it fast, and try to the whole thing about this phrasing thing is about matching certain components of your playing style to one another. So bending down, and then with a bit of a fast run, or with weird notes like I could do. Really weird notes, and trying to kind of like sneaking it out. So that's part of how I approach my soloing. But then I was thinking the other day, like I think I was doing the video for the Seymour Duncan, or was it the Allied Overlord kind of thing, the pedal that I was doing, from Electro Harmonics. I was doing the solos and all that, and I'm going like, I think I play best when I'm not thinking about what I'm gonna play. And when it happens, it happens. And when it does happen beautifully, it does happen beautifully. And I can go like, wow, I don't think I can do that again, because I would just like not think about it and just let it go, let it rip, let the feeling flow, the feelings flow from your heart, from your head, whatever, to your fingers. And you have to be in a sort of a shape to be able to do that. So meaning you need to be aware that your hands are warmed up enough. So once you're able to do that, and then the key of the song is vital, and what sort of melodic sense you're going after, because every solo or every thing that you're playing has to have a melodic objective. You just can't just shred for nothing. I've seen a lot of guys go shredding, but there's no melodic target. So you need to have that melodic target as to what are you trying to achieve, what sort of feel are you trying to create, and try to project what you have in your mind onto the fretboard. So in order to do that, you can do two things, and one of it is to think about it through, and kind of like work out your lines, in every minute microscopic note, or you can just wing it and just do what you want to do, and but of course this will have to be this will require you to have certain skills, like skill sets. This will require you to have like certain time and effort put into your playing, so that what are skills, what sort of skills you're playing, what sort of modes you're achieving, and all that, in order to translate that into a melodic solo. You can't possibly do that when you're starting to learn guitar, when you don't even know what's a major scale, what's a minor 7 scale, what's a major 7 scale. So it takes a while to get around that, right? I didn't start out doing that. I played guitar throughout my whole career from my heart, and never sitting down and trying to analyze, what I'm gonna play or plan out what I'm gonna play, unless certain solos are really like intricate. Like I need to change like weird chords back and forth, so I need to know which chords I'm gonna do and what are the voicings for this chord, which note I cannot hit, which notes I can hit, which notes I must hit, and these are the three components that is on my mind all the time. Like I repeat again, which note I must not hit, which note I may hit, and which note I must hit. So once I get that going, I can't understand what I'm playing, and after a while, as you play along, especially in a recording scenario, where there's this weird chord structure, like for example, if you're gonna have a chord like hope this stays in tune, like an A to D minor, and to weird chords like that, and you need to sit down and kind of like figure out, okay, so I need to play this melodic solo, and I need to have a line there. So once I get the line going, and in the studio, you're given sometimes you're given the opportunity to run through the songs a couple of times. So once you get the line going, you can, okay, I know the melody is going to be this, but then I can add my own certain stuff around it, right? And then you start to kind of like work your way into providing little nuances, little touches upon that main solo line, if you understand what I'm trying to say. And once you start doing that, then you have it made, and that solo is yours. And I apply that to sometimes when I'm doing like concerts where I have to play a cover, meaning a song that was played previously by some other guitarist, or sometimes it's been played by me, because sometimes it's been recorded by me like years ago. So I have to play that solo line by line because it has such an infectious line to it. So I would do that, but then I would kind of like put in my other stuff at that moment, because even though I'm copying my own solo, I would still kind of put in my little nuances in it, just to own it in a way. But not just for the sake of owning it. It's just that when you're playing it, you have to feel it, And once you start doing that, you find yourself doing that more and more and more, and that's how you grow. Oh, you're from Charlotte, North Carolina. Cool. Alright, bye, Scooter. Albert, I prefer thicker picks for shredding. Straight picks it flats too much. Yeah, my daughter actually likes the hard picks, so I borrow from her. All right, Andrew. How old is she? Yes, Albert. Me too. I use real soft, real thin picks for strumming acoustic guitars. Pierre. Hello, what would you recommend for a 12-string electric guitar? Thank you. 12-string, there's not much around, but you could try the Dan Electros. They're nice, right? Actually reviewed a Harley Benton once, a 12-string guitar. I find that guitar to be quite okay. It's affordable, but if you're looking for something else, then the Dan Electros are nice. Yeah. Or you can get the 12-string SG from Gibson. It will cost a bump. Okay, I have 10 minutes left, so y'all have any more questions? Feel free to ask me. Hey Dave, thanks. Thank you for the coffee, buddy. You're welcome, Dave. The thing about this bridge, it's a very good looking bridge. And it's very comfortable. There's no, like, jutting edge out of it. It's a sad thing that it runs a little bit. If it doesn't, in fact, I was thinking of keeping it stock initially. Yeah, a 12-string. No, you have a 12-string version of a 7-string guitar. That would be like 14-string guitar. That would be like, whoa. Dreamy Steezy, where you from, Dreamy? And RG John, where you from, RG John? Your USA Comanche arrived today. Cool. Great choice. Which one do you get? The traditional tobacco brown, or which color do you get? Yeah, that. All right, okay, Albert. You should pass that PRS to me because it's all rusty now. You know that won't happen because I don't like PRSs. You're from Florida. Why? Why sadly? Florida's a nice place. RG whiskey. All right, that's nice. That's a nice color. Yeah, mine is tobacco brown. So, yeah, the whiskey is like a lighter shade of tobacco. So it's nice. And I really wonder where I got set up for setup. Well, you can get it set up in by my friend Wayne. You've seen Wayne a couple of times, so he does great setup. Or you can get yourself one of those setup kits from. I think I showed this to you to you guys last week. All right, so this is available in City Music, and it kind of give you a ballpark area of a good setup. So with the measurement tapes and rulers and stuff like that, and there's even videos in YouTube that kind of run you through on how to do a proper setup on your guitars. Yeah, and I guess to get this set, and then you probably won't have to pay for another setup ever again. Yeah, I know. I've followed the news, but it's a sad state of affair. But at the back of my mind, I'm looking at all these reports, and then every mayhem that's been going on. But I'm pretty sure, and I'm so sure that there are still decent people around. So, that's a saving grace about the USFA, that there are still decent people around. Albert, I don't really like PRS2, but that PRS was bought when I know zero about electric guitars. But PRS, I see custom is still a decent choice for around. You think so, right? There are other guitars, way better than PRSs. Stephen Whitley. Hi John, how are you, man? Awesome to see you again. Hi Mr. Whitney. Have I seen you before? Do you ever come in here before? Because I will remember your name. Keith H. In the movie Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll, Keith Richard asked Chuck Berry what key he was going to play, and Chuck Berry said, "Just wing it, man." They were playing live. Yeah. Andrew awake. John, this is an ID for a YouTube video I was supposed to send you months ago. All right. What is it about? It's not gonna show me like ladies in bikinis and stuff like that. Is it Andrew? Hope not. Oh, destination unknown. Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Let me see. How does this work? Okay, I got it. Cafina, Calafina. Okay, I'll check it out later on. Dreamy Steezy. I'm waiting till the American Ultra Strat Lefty is available in Sweetwater. That'll be my first guitar. I want to get SS frets and oh, ooh, cool. He wanted to go to B or B flat. Nice. You know the LEDs on the fretboards needs to be routed. Yeah, it needs to be routed. So, something to consider. Stainless steel frets. Yeah, okay, I can understand that. That's nice. Nice choice. If I got SG 1000 plus bucks now, I would buy a cheap Strandberg alternative headless 7-string. Cool. Well, I'm not into the 7-string thing, so I can't possibly tell you and advise you. I had a problem playing on the 6-string. Yeah, but it looks nice. Some of these are 7-strings. They do look nice. You know, the design. Have you ever played on a fan fret kind of guitars before? I haven't played on one yet, so I don't know how it feels like. Orion, how are you doing, Orion? You've been pretty quiet. Are you doing okay? Right. So there's no questions. I'm gonna call it a night. Yeah, it's 2 hours right now. So, yep. So you guys, I don't know. Maybe I'll be doing a little bit more, less videos in the weeks to come because I'll be starting on, or continuing on the album that I stopped for a while. You know. Oh, cats. What don't I like about PRS? Too much money, or is there something you just don't like? Oh well, I don't know. It's just that it's too much money, and I played, and I wanted to like it. You know, I wanted to like the guitars, but I played on a couple of them and I didn't like it. I just didn't like the feel of it. I couldn't understand why. It's probably the scale length or whatever, you know. They're pretty guitars, you know, but I play in better guitars than those, and better sounding guitars. So there's this whole hype about this, and it's becoming like a PRS. You know, I own a PRS. You know, and after a while, you know, I'm a sort of a rebel in many ways, and sort of a champion for the underdogs. And yeah, so there's a whole lot of reasons which I will not state, but there's some of the reasons why I don't like PRS's guitars. Okay. All right, Dreamy. What do I recommend? What you just wanted, like a Strat. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, the Ultra Strats are really nice. Mm. Oh, okay, Orion. Well, if you have a question, just ask me. Because yeah, I will. Andrew, you take care of yourself. Yeah. So like I was saying, I will be continuing on the project that I'm working on before the COVID-19 hits. So I'll be kind of tied up in that. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So in the meantime, you guys just chill, be cool, play a guitar. Yeah, don't get affected by what's going on around you, right? And stay safe, and may the blessing of God be with you at all times. May He walk before you. May He watch over your six, and may He bless you with peace above all things. Above all things else, peace in this crazy world that we're living in. May He grant you joy, ability to laugh, ability to give joy to others as well as to receive them. So I thank you for joining us today, and I want to thank God for taking care of all of us. And Lord, watch over them, Lord. And I pray all this in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Right. Yeah, Orion, I heard about that. It don't work for me. Night, guys. Night, Todd. Night, Bear. Night, Dave. Night, Orion. Night, Keith. Night, Andrew. Who else did I miss? Wait, you guys, before I go, check out the movie Nobody. The movie called Nobody. It's a killer movie. I enjoyed it so much yesterday. I watched it at one go, and it was like so nice. Yeah, the show is called Nobody. Check it out. Right, Mike. You take care, Mike.